Welcome to the Fancy Thinker. I'm Jared, and now it is time for me to do uh, off the cuff kind of double review here, because I have just finished, like as of a minute ago, uh, book three in the Cycle of Fire, called SHADOWFANE by Janny Wurts. And earlier in the month, I finished book two, Keeper of the Keys of the Cycle of Fire by Janny Wurts. And um, the reason why I'm doing both of these at once is because they are so related to each other, of course. To book two and three of a trilogy, and they and I had the circumstance where I needed a book for travel, and I was like, just finished up this one. I was like, oh, just pick up the next one for the plane. And because I don't normally read books in a series one after the other. I usually sprinkle in other books in between. But in this case, it was very much justified, and it really blended well and made it just a story just kept going and from one book to the other. And I'm actually kind of glad I did it this way. The books aren't that long. They're both less than 300 pages, just shy of it. I mean, the print's small, so they probably might be a little longer if in a different format. But the but you could I could easily see this whole cycle of fire in like one omnibus, big hardcover trade paperback type thing. I could easily see that. So the cycle of fire here, books two and three, we saw in book one the introduction of the Storm Warden and the magic and how it works, and then in books two and three we get deeper into this character, Jarek Ivane's son, and he is the one who is slated to go through this cycle of fire, which is this initiation, this ritual initiation of getting, being able to wield this power. And so, of course, this is a non-spoiler review, so I'm trying not to give anything away, but so that that is his journey through the second book, the Keeper of the Keys, and it's a fascinating journey that we take through here. We learn a lot of information about the world, about the the conflict and what the deeper conflict is, and what is trying to go on here. These books are epic because the consequences of failure are epic for humanity on this world, and that is in keeping with traditional epic fantasy, and it's done really well because Janny packs a lot of information in these books for them being so short, but she doesn't waste words, and she gives you all the information you need in such an impactful, compact, and efficient way that really makes this world fascinating. And as we get into book three, SHADOWFANE, then she starts turning things on their head a little bit. She starts throwing other things at you. She starts saying, I've introduced you to the world, but not everything is as it seems, and the world is bigger than you might imagine, and there's more going on in this world, and some of the mysteries of this world and stuff like that are brought forth as a part of the trials of our main character, Jarek Ivane's son. And I'm probably not pronouncing it the right way, but that's how it goes. So we really yeah, like I said, she subverts a few things that she set up in the first two books. She subverts in this book, and it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense for the story, and I really like where it went because it wasn't typical. You know, I uh, I was afraid that this third book, because I've read a lot of '80s fantasy, and I was afraid that this third book would give me the expected, and um, you know, in in a way, it it does, but it really doesn't. That's what I'm trying to say here. The the unexpected arises, and it's dealt with in a way that is satisfying, uh, with all these hints of more that could have been written, um, after this book is over, but still a very satisfying ending. Um, if that's, if you want that kind of wrap up with the characters that you had come to know, you'll get that. But you get all these hints of just vastness that could be out there. And I really, really like that. So this is quite the series. Of course, reading this series after reading the Wars of Light and Shadows, the Wars of Light and Shadow, her mega 11 book series are usually epic, fantasy series. Of course, these are written first, and so reading these now, I'm sitting, I'm going through and I'm looking for all the similarities that are going to arise, from that. But I think that's doing the the series, this little trilogy, a disservice because it's its own thing. Yeah, Janny plays with a lot of similar themes, and and you can see similarities in some of the things that she's working with in this trilogy, but that doesn't mean it's in any way a copycat of or Wars of Light and Shadow is an expansion on this in any form whatsoever. They both do their own thing as far as storytelling goes and character building. Uh, but this is I read these very quickly because I was already used to Janny's style, and I'm a Janny Wurts veteran as far as reading her prose, but I don't expect these to be um, any less as far as her prose goes. They are very wonderfully written, with the same compact of economy of words that means that every word is matters, and I really like that about them. So yeah, um, if you've read the Wars of Light and Shadow and you're looking for more Janny Wurts, then these are definitely should be on your radar. They're really fun, a really fun series. I'm glad I finished them off when I did. And if you haven't read the Wars of Light and Shadow, but you don't want to get into the big 11 book thing, then this trilogy may be right up your alley as well. So there's nothing that doesn't recommend these books. Um, so keep that in mind. Good series, good trilogy. Go out and check them out. Um, and yeah, that's all for today. I think in the future I may be talking about these with my friend PL Stewart, but we'll see. We got to schedule that, and I'm looking forward to see if anybody else out there has read this series, and enjoyed it as much as I did. It was pretty good, pretty damn good. All right, be good to each other, please, and thank you for watching.